Welcome to Ecom Cowboy. This is D2C's daily show where we believe ads are not bad, ignorance is expensive, and the American dream is alive and well on the internet today. It is Tuesday, March 24th, 2026. We're brought to you by Incense, Seguno, Postscript, and AMP, and we have a jam-packed show for you today. AI-powered Fruit Love Island has become America's favorite show online or elsewhere, driving more views than Love Island itself. Is this the future of content? Regardless, it is the now. We're going to dive into it. What rules and lessons can be taken away for those of us in the content game today? OpenClaude has been released. It looks like my mic isn't on. Is that true? Is that true, ladies and gentlemen? Oh my goodness, watch this. You know, the great thing about being live is that you just go right up here and you change it. Oh my goodness, now. Look at us now, huh? You never know what's going to happen when you're live. That's the yeah, that's why the sound is different. Well, it sounds even better now. OpenClaude, not OpenClaw, has been released, and all of your marketing workflows need to be updated. We're going to have a one-man marketing team on the show to talk about it. The one and only Will Bailey of RosCo Outdoors and Whiskey Bent Hat Company. We'll also have Mac Tuning, founder of Sour Strips, and the illustrious, ever so smart Isabel Washington, founder and CEO of Laurels. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Colin Morty. Colin, get in here. Get inside the show, Colin. Where are you? I don't see. There we go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let us go. Let us go. There's a new reality TV show that has been released. It's the most popular thing on the interwebs. The only difference is that it's all AI created, and it happens to be on TikTok than anywhere else. I am talking about Fruit Love Island, and It is crushing on the internet right now. This first tweet comes to us from TuneHive, an AI-powered TikTok account behind Fruit Love Island series is already the fastest growing ever, gaining 3 million followers in just 9 days since launching on March 13th. It has videos hitting tens of millions of views within hours and rapidly growing fandom. I want to show our viewers, our listeners, what this is so that they can get a taste of this, okay? It is what you might expect. Place this with some of the sound for us, Jack, so people can get a sense of what's going on.
Relax, I won't tell your husband.
I am never doing that again. This has to stop.
Honey.
Never happened.
Relax, I won't tell your husband.
Okay, all right.
I am never doing that again.
I think we got it. Okay. It's fruit that has been put in compromising situations, and their various relationships are playing out. It is what you expect. It is odd. It is interesting. And people are enjoying watching. This next tweet comes to us from Kyle Harrison. People will call this the future of media. But that inclination needs to be aggressively disagreed with. Content creators will fill the market. Don't push to stop creation from trending towards slop. Push to lift the global conscious to be hungry for more than slop. Now, I will say we featured this next tweet from Olivia Moore. We featured her yesterday and completely disagreed with her, but I agree with her heartily here. Yeah. Okay. Going to respectfully disagree with Kyle on this one. There is a lot of AI slop out there, but this series has consistent characters, number one, a coherent and entertaining narrative, number two, and real creative production. In my opinion, you could argue that Human Love Island is more slop than this. I think that's interesting. That's an interesting point. And show us some of these visuals here so that everybody can see. Show us this next one here too, Jack, so everybody can see what's happening, okay? You look at some of the view counts on these, 14 million, 13 million, 12 million, 12.4, 13.1. This is happening consistently. And this is Signal, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this next tweet, this is again Olivia, and she has this to say to just riff on this a little more. Love Island is the US's #1 reality show, $30 million budget, about 10 million viewers per episode in less than a week. An AI version of Love Island starring Fruit has racked up 15 million viewers per episode, and it surpassed the real Love Island in followers today, 3.3 million. Colin, I don't know what this means about the future of content, but anybody who is trying to be interesting on the internet, have something to say, gain eyeballs, win attention, and hopefully make a few dollars at the end of the day should be paying attention. I don't know if this is the future, but at least it is the now. What are your thoughts on this when you take a look at it?
A couple thoughts. I think Olivia, shout out to her for having a redeeming take from her initial terrible take with paid media. Good on you for getting back on the horse, so to speak.
Yeah.
Great,
it's a new
great work
day.
there. New day. I would also say that 15 million views per video is nothing to scoff at. And so you can't really say that this is slop. There is, like she said, a consistent character, there's storytelling, it is entertaining. And so this is a bit of a moment and an opportunity for brands, especially with mascots already existing, to start to inject themselves into creating a series on TikTok or something along those lines where you're featuring this character in funny scenarios and kind of having a story play out. I think this is really great for the one man brand. And also, it's really interesting that this could potentially be done with OpenClaude. I don't know how exactly they're doing it. We didn't get a look behind the curtain on how this is actually being built, but this is really interesting. I would also love to do a version of this of you and me.
Yes.
And somehow putting us into funny scenarios. I don't know what it would be yet. We need to bake it out a little more, but it's really funny. And it's at least for the thought exercise, it's awesome.
How about us and Bub, the postscript mascot? I mean, I think, I think that little purple smiley buddy, I mean, he's got to have something to do, late at night on those text messages, something interesting and compelling there. I think that this is signal that this look is not just code for AI slop. This look can be a really compelling, entertaining AI native format. Exactly. That merges unusual things, doing in interesting situations where normal human tension is at play. And if somehow your product or your idea or just something that is compelling to your target audience can be involved, then there's attention to be won. Whenever anything is absurd, whenever there's something in the realm of absurdity, we're going to cover products later that launching, limited edition, etc. But it's absurd. And so it causes virality. It draws the human attention. It's not unlike the 6 points that Joe mentioned when he came and talked with us about viral marketing, making viral ads, etc. It's involving several elements that are odd. They stand out, and then it makes you want to watch them, and it makes you want to track them. I will also say, I know there is a segment of our marketing community, founder community, operator community, copywriting community, people who are people of words. They're people of math and spreadsheets, and they are learned people. Okay, they're accomplished people. They might look at something like this and have the take, this is lowbrow, it's bad for society, and we need to reject this completely. I will never, ever lower myself to making such content because I am a learned and a better person. I am above all of this. And I think that thought and opinion should be thrown in the trash. And the reason that it should be thrown in the trash is because it's getting 13 million views per video.
Crazy.
Per video. Okay.
Crazy.
It has actual narrative. It has repeatable characters. And what this is results is what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody taking the tools of the day, applying principles that work in other areas and creating compelling content that we are not, that many inside of our creator community are not. Okay. That is the point. And if one would be willing to humble themselves, pick up the tools and apply some of these principles, maybe you could have 13 million per episode too, huh?
Yeah.
I think the highbrow, I'm above this, I'm gonna be honest, I think all of that needs to be gone away. There needs to be a little bit of humility. What's going on here that I am not good at? How can I learn and appropriate the skills with the current tools available to me to drive these kind of results? If I can put 13 million eyeballs on a person's product or my own product, etc., there's gonna be a lot of dollars to be made. What do you think of that? I think there are people that will have that thought inside of marketing, e-commerce, business in general. Do you think so?
Oh, absolutely. The seasoned professional that is stuck in their ways is going to have that opinion. I would argue then the actual business ramifications for Love Island because of this now. So this is actually probably driving more eyeballs to the actual Love Island series
That's interesting.
and revamping more eyeballs. And I bet you that they have all of the data behind it. And so now you kind of think about this from, well, this is really interesting. Could I make a sub account of just the fruits for my
That's
brand?
a great point.
And
That's
then
a great point.
you don't push it onto the main. You have just a sub account, and it's kind of a throwaway account, but it's all tailored around the brand. Another example of this is, I don't know if you remember the Bigfoot videos that were going viral a little bit
No,
ago.
no.
Do you remember the Bigfoot videos where you could
Oh
generate?
yeah.
So this is another category of that where you should have a sub Bigfoot video for your brand. And so it's these kind of series niches
I like
that are all pushing to a greater lift for the brand itself. And I think you can't argue with performance. That is the end of the day. That is what matters for a lot of this. And so at some point, performance is just going to say, well, we're getting 15 million views per clip. I can't really argue against this.
Yeah. I think this is an interesting point you make too, is that this is probably driving significant viewership for the real thing for Love Island. I think
Absolutely.
that's a great point. It's a great point. And hey, maybe AI isn't really killing creativity. Maybe it's just removing some constraints and allowing those with the weirdest ideas to win.
So who's
If they can move
making
fast.
this?
That's the question. I don't know.
Because
I don't
because they're driving real business value for Love Island. So
I
are
think
they
so.
just doing this out of the goodness of their heart, or what is going on here? Are they trying to dive into the TikTok creator program? Like, what is the angle for this guy behind the keyboard?
I think for the AI creator or for the TikTok creator program, I think I saw the data point that they should have earned 100K over the past week.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I think there's some cash to be made for them. And who knows, maybe an affiliate offer will drop as well. We have Will Bailey, AI connoisseur and workflow implementer coming in. But before he comes, when you talk about Seguno, ladies and gentlemen, is the only marketing suite that's built entirely inside of Shopify. Why is that important? Your email, your pop-ups, your banners, your reviews, it's all right there where you already work and play every day. And you don't have to trust some duct tape together integration that is hopefully syncing your data correctly, your segmentation, etc., back and forth. Your Shopify data is the data. This is email 3.0. This is why they won the 2024 Shopify Build App of the Year. Okay, this is built for lean teams with big aspirations. If you don't have a full-time email marketer on your staff, Seguno was built for you. One-click automations, actual humans that can help you. Go to seguno.com/advanced-shopify-segmentation-playbook. New drop just for you. Get that. Upgrade your email game. Tell them that Colin and I sent you. They'll give you a free trial to use the product as well. Many thanks for Seguno being part of the show. Now, the man coming in here, he is one of my best friends in the whole world. I have to say that. Now, he is not on this side of the earth anymore. He has picked up and moved himself to Munich, Germany, and I'm sure that his accent sounds a lot different now, but we need him on here because he is the embodiment of the one-man marketing team that we are always talking about on this show. He heads up marketing for Whiskey Bent Hat Company and RosCo Outdoors. He also has his own brand, and we want to talk with him about how his AI workflows have been since the dawning of 2026, and now how they'll need to change now that OpenClaude is here among us, just released yesterday and drive many millions of views. Welcome to the show, the one and only Will Bailey. Will, get in here. Get in this show.
What up?
Wow.
You know, I was really practicing my German English accent, but sometimes it kind of sounds Indian. So
okay. Just keep it 100. Just keep it where you are, Will. Brother, we appreciate you coming on the show. I know it's 2 or 3 a.m. in Munich, Germany right now.
It's late.
And we appreciate you making the time. What I would love is if you would start out here, my friend, and just tell us, because a lot of people don't know, but you are at the forefront of implementing all of these tools when it comes to what marketers are doing every day and in every way inside of D2C and e-com. I'd love for you to just contrast for us your work life experience in 2025, call it early 2025, 2024, versus what you have been doing now in 2026. Just paint a picture for us of what that looks like.
Yeah. Well, I'm an agency guy. That's kind of how I got into space anyway. Just a number of different agencies. Started actually with Joe at Conversion Engine, and then I think you guys had Colin on here a few weeks ago from Boomin.
That's right.
And so I really took those playbooks where it's like you put on so many different hats at these smaller agencies, and you're just really busy. Like I had to learn conversion rate optimization, email marketing, media buying, creative direction, all that kind of stuff. So eventually when I moved out of that space, I thought it was going to get a lot calmer, but it didn't. Like you said, I work with a few different brands, and a lot of it is like, I would say the hardest part of 2025 that I just never thought a solution was going to come was context switching. It's just like in the space of e-com, you're constantly going back and forth between, I need to look at a bunch of data, and then I need to make some interpretations of that data. Then I've got to put on my creative hat, right? And then figure out what to do to make the data better.
Yeah.
What story is it telling? And so I would try to automate some spreadsheet stuff. We would do triple well and things like that to try to help accumulate the data in a more digestible format, and then trying to get into the creative mode. But it was just a lot of like, when you're going back and forth between multiple ad accounts and email accounts, and trying to, at the same time, you're launching a new product or a sale, or there's just like so much going on, or you're working with a new influencer, or you're trying to build up that process. So in 2025 for me was like, it felt like a tornado, which I'm sure a lot of people felt. But we actually launched RosCo Outdoors last year in September. And for some reason, like going into it, I thought it was like, what is another ad account? I've done this many times. What's another website to manage? But when we launched the thing, I realized I was like, I don't know what delusional land I was living in, But anyway, so it was just 2025 was a tornado.
And somewhere along the way, you got some help, I think, from our friend Phil, who's going to be coming on the show as well, AI extraordinaire. And you began operating in the terminal. And then the things that you've been showing me, I have been incredible. I mean, I have trumpeted them many times here on the show. What's 2026 and beyond look like for you?
Yeah, you guys are going to love Phil on here. Phil, the thing that happened was I was doing my job, and Phil looked over my shoulder, and he was like, you can automate a lot of that. And I was like, yeah, I'm using ChatGPT. And he just was like, it was like I burped in his face. He's like, what did you just say? Like, that's not what I'm talking about. He had been using Claude Code, for years. About a year actually, at his job. Like he was one of the first adopters, So anyway, so he got me in the terminal and hooked me up with the Meta API, the Shopify API, the Klaviyo API, and just kind of taught me how to do things out of Claude. And then from there, Claude Code specifically, then from there, I just was like a madman because I was trying to solve a problem I've had for years, which again, like I was saying, it's this context switching thing. Yeah. That it's like, if I could just automate the data coming in, and then now I've got AI that can make decisions based on that data with, creative direction ideas, ad account adjustments, products to push that maybe aren't moving. You know, like all that stuff now comes into one database that Claude Code is just analyzing all the time and just giving me ideas where I don't have to, like my brain energy is just so much more free, right? Because of these systems. So, I mean, I don't know if that.
Colin, that kind of, it sounds like what he's describing is akin to what Taylor Holiday was on here talking about with the profit engineer and all
Basically.
of that basis. And, you know, having 50% of your work time cut simply because, you know, the mechanics of evaluation, uploading ads into the ads manager, et cetera, has been cut. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, I mean that is exactly what it sounds like. I'd be curious, Will, if it just like how should the business owner who they have no AI experience, how should they first jump into this? Because I know a ton of brand owners, I know a ton of business owners that are in this awkward stage where they know that they need to be utilizing AI so much, and they see all of these success stories, and there's a lot of this FOMO right now. What are those first couple steps that they need to take in order to get them from novice, doesn't know anything, to, okay, this is a really movable piece of my business now?
That's a great question. Yeah, I don't know. I've actually been thinking about this. I think for me, it was kind of one of those things, like I was dumb enough to try it.
Yeah.
Like even now when I'm talking to like my engineer friends, it's like I'm like saying things that, you know, trying to navigate through MCPs and APIs and command line interfaces, and it's like I still am not using the right terms.
Sure.
But I just was dumb enough to kind of try it. So I mean, I would think you start off with just getting the basics of what Claude Code is and how like a command line interface works. I mean, even right now, I'm not the person to try to teach someone that, but I do think there's plenty of resources that if you could just get started in the terminal, like the learning curve is pretty steep, like at the very beginning, but once you get over that hump of like understanding, like, okay, this thing is writing code for me that plugs in with tools I'm already using, and you know, can automate almost everything that I'm doing as far as like busy office work goes. Then I think once you get like that first project done, then I think you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's just hard to stop. Like you just can't turn it off.
Well, I've been seeing this now. I'm still not really using command line interface. I'm operating Claude Code, but I'm just operating in the desktop app where it says Claude Code.
Yeah,
you know, I just took that route, and I just started talking with it and telling it what I wanted to accomplish, and asking it to teach me, telling me, hey, I don't understand that. Explain it like I'm 5, like I'm a golden retriever.
Totally.
I don't know how to do that. Try another way. That's the approach that I've taken. I mean, is that fair for people to get into, or is that
no?
Too stupid?
Yeah, actually, yeah. You just reminded me. Actually, when I got started, I opened up the command line interface with Claude Code, and then I would have Claude Chat on my other monitor, and I'm literally like pasting responses back and forth where they're just like talking to each other, and I'm like explaining at the beginning, like you said, like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to connect, you know, this tool with Claude Code. What do I do? And then it's just communicating for me. And of course that takes time, but yeah, a lot of, you know, Phil actually gave me some of the best advice when I started, and he said, don't try to understand how it works. If you do that, you're going to waste a ton of context and a ton of time, because like I said, I'm not an engineer. So it's doing things that it would take me forever to try to comprehend. And so that was it.
So you're waking up now, and instead of manually adjusting ad accounts, et cetera, you're waking up and you're getting a summary of everything that happened. I mean, I think my understanding is you're making wholesale adjustments on the website, updates to PDPs, et cetera, all with a few clicks inside of the terminal. But Claude has just released its OpenClaude situation. I think probably your workflows have completely changed. If you would describe this for me, because I've yet to, volley into OpenClaude itself, but it seems like the team at Anthropic just keeps releasing new version, new update, new this and new that every other day.
Yeah.
And now it seems like OpenClaude's entire interface and its abilities have been brought over to Claude natively. And is that the case? And how does that change your current workflows, et cetera, as they sit now?
Yeah. Like OpenClaude was so groundbreaking because if you were in the command line interface, like one of the things you just were like on your knees praying for was like, I want to do this from my phone. Like that's one of the reasons ChatGPT, was so useful. It's like anywhere I go, I can just, text it from my phone. I get the answer. Well, with command line interfaces, it's not that simple because you're working off of files on your computer. And so, anyway, when OpenClaude came out and everybody's buying these Mac Minis and it's running all the time, like I had to try to figure out what's my solution for that because I didn't really trust OpenClaude, to be honest. And so, anyway, I got into the virtual private server space and all this stuff, and I was using this program called Termius, which allows you to like get into your virtual private server computer up in the cloud on my phone in a command line interface. And it took me like probably 2 days to learn all that. Like it was so ridiculous to try to get it on my phone. And so now with Cloud Code channels, they basically just integrated with Discord. And so now, like actually today, before we got on here, I sent an email and I updated the website all via Discord. I just uploaded my creative into Discord and said, hey, I need you to update the hero image. And then 30 seconds later, it's done, And so changing it was kind of a pain, but it was totally worth it. Like, I don't want to use Termius on my phone. Like it's kind of buggy and it just kind of sucks to use. I can't really type on the little bitty keyboard. So now that it's in Discord, it's just like, I mean, I don't even know exactly how to describe it, but I pretty much had to rebuild my whole system. But Cloud Code did it for me, so it's okay.
That's nice. And I've never used Discord really. I mean, is it like Slack? I mean,
it's like Slack. I would say it's like Slack. Yeah.
Colin, I would really like to know. I'd like to know like 1, 2, 3. I mean, I'd like to know what all the things that Will is doing specifically, like with all of the things. But I don't want to cut you off. Where should we take this next?
No, I mean, I just one more before we dive into that. Jensen was on a podcast yesterday, and he basically said AGI has been achieved. He said that.
He did say that.
He said that, and basically was like, we have achieved AGI. And I think he kind of rolled it back a little bit, but I think we're approaching kind of that level. We're getting very close to it. I'd be very curious what your take is on that timeline now. How much more we're compressed? Is it a year? Is it 2 months? Is it 6 months away? And then how do our workflows change once that happens? Because I think a lot of people are basically in this awkward camp of, well, I don't want to learn it because there's just going to be a new update 2 weeks from now that's basically just going to displace what I just learned. And then once AGI comes out, well, why did I learn any of that? So how are you dealing with that internally while you're sifting through all the builds?
I'm just ignoring it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, no, I really don't know. I mean, I hope it's further away than 2 months. I hope it's further away than a year, for the sake of it. It's funny because like when all this AI stuff was going, I knew for sure I was going to lose my job as a digital marketer. It's just like, it is inevitable that at some point in time, Facebook is going to have a chat bot where I just say, I want to run some e-commerce ads. Here's my product. And that's it. You don't have to do anything else.
And they're trying to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, I that's why I dove into all this stuff because I'm like, well, at least at some point, maybe I'll have a job with some type of AI implementation thing, But yeah, the AG, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I just kind of have my head down, trying to keep my job currently.
Okay.
That's fair.
No, you're doing a good job of that.
Yeah,
we know you're doing a good job of that. Okay, tell us explicitly, okay, in your new setup, and what are the 3 to 5 things that you're doing every day that used to take all of your time, context switching, etc. Now the context is baked in with your AI, your agent, etc. It's coming to you. And now you're saying yes, no, here, there, consider that, think about that, research this, et cetera. Just name them all for us.
Yeah. So So when OpenClaude came out, people were doing things via Telegram. So what I did is I just built my own website, basically that's totally locked. But uh, I have a full dashboard of my virtual private server on this website, and every single day, I get this database that is constantly getting pulled. My AI analyzes that database and tells me how performance was compared to like a 1 day period, 3 day period, 7 day period, 14-day period, and 30-day period. And that's like kind of how it's somewhat learned over the past 6 months, so to speak, and with some backfilled data. So because of that, when I wake up in the morning, I get this text at 7:30, and that is a text via Telegram. I just don't do anything else with it. Telegram notifies me, hey, your dashboard's updated. So then I go look at it, and on that dashboard with all the brands I'm working with, it will tell me all the ads that are going and then suggestions on what we do with budgets. Do we kill the ad, etc. And that's just a yes, no button. So when I click that button, it's plugged into the Anthropic API with my Meta app. And then it'll raise the budget by 15% or 10% or lower it by 15, 10%. And so within like 15 minutes in the morning, I'm done pretty much with my ad account changes. I mean, that doesn't really replace like if I need new creative, which that it'll also notify me like, hey, we're kind of in the red here. It'd be good to get some more prospecting creative. And there's a whole system to that too. But essentially that has, shaved off an hour or two per day of having to get into ad accounts and try to figure out what decisions to make.
Ad account management. What about website updates? It sounds like you're doing that. You're saying change this PDP, change the hero image, put up this banner, etc. All of that you're operating from within Claude now.
For sure. So we've got a schedule on like when we're updating hero images. And so that's just a skill now I have in Claude where I give it the image that I want to update every 2 weeks. I just send it an image, it crops it, updates it, asks me if I want, what the copy needs to be. And then with new products, this is something for Whiskey Bent that I feel like it's our bread and butter, but with new product drops, that involves like all kinds of website changes, email blasts, text message, obviously, and then ads. And so we have a whole skilled playbook with Claude that when we have a new hat, the website's updated, the ads are launched, and the email is scheduled within like 10 minutes.
Wow.
The creative isn't replaced. That's the hard part, but when I have the creative and I put it in the right folders, I just say, okay, let's go launch the new hat. Oh, and it'll also build the product in Shopify. So it knows all the tags, the title of the product, the pricing, SKU, inventory numbers, all that. So all that is done within 15 minutes. That used to take me all day long.
Are you getting consolidated reports on your email, your automations, your flows? What does, I know you've got something to do with campaigns. What does that process look like? How does that start? Does it come up with the ideas, et cetera? What's that look like?
Yeah. So this was harder to build. And I would actually say it's still in I need a V2 version basically. But basically what's going on is I have a inventory auditing system that is auditing just all my inventory, how it's moving, the purchase rate, all that stuff. And then with that data, I'm looking at what products do I need to push. And so that is what's plugged in with my campaigns. That is not like new product drops or sales or offers like that. And so then I'm getting ideas, and then I can just tell it like, yeah, let's go launch that hat. And so it'll just use the product image. It's a pretty basic email, but that's kind of how that's all working.
I love it.
Will, how many total roles do you think you've absorbed under the umbrella that is you?
Well, okay, the thing we didn't even mention is I also do our customer service implementation. I don't
I mean, there we go. Yeah, how many roles is this? This is like 6 roles at this point.
As far as the agency used to go, I worked at, I would have been the creative director, the media buyer, the email person, the developer. Now I'm also customizing our website via
There we go.
Customer service manager, so to speak. I mean, I'm not in like the weeds of talking to customers, but so I mean, there's probably 5 I don't know. I don't know if there would be any more.
That's wild to me because I'm just thinking about, Chris, like our hot jobs and how much each of those roles cost a
Yeah.
Shopify brand.
Yeah.
And then if you can roll them up, and I basically just see how this would bake out into all brands are just going to need one Will.
Yeah,
And
that's the case.
and then that's it. There is
Yeah.
nobody else. I just see, and like Will is the final form of how brands are going to be operating in 6 months from now.
Well, this is why I just went on Cody Whittick's podcast or at Kinship and said this exact same thing. The future of marketing is managing machines instead of managing humans. It's a person bringing a team of agents to the table, exactly like Cody Schneider, who came on here and told us this exact same thing. It's the offer that Taylor Holiday and CTC have moved to, because the reality is that now all of this is possible. And if you can consolidate this, then not only does your OpEx go down, but your capabilities run forth as this generalist who is good at multiple things is imbuing his team of machines with methodology and letting the performance run forth. This is the future of marketing, and it's not just the future; it's the now.
Yeah. I have a story to share with you guys that I think you'll find interesting. But 2 days ago, I was talking with my friend. He's very high up at Microsoft. He's amazing over there. They've now implemented, and I don't know how widespread this is across Microsoft, where he has to now meet with his virtual clone of his boss first for a one-on-one before the actual real version, to see if the virtual clone can figure out the issues first.
That's hilarious.
How insane is that we're going to be approaching that level where it's like, yeah, he's already met with Darish. Like 7 employees have already met with Darish already. And Darish didn't even do anything. Like he just made a clone of himself.
Yeah.
That's the future, uploading your consciousness into the cloud, man. Upload that consciousness into the cloud.
That's Chris's favorite.
We appreciate you joining us. What we want is you come back to us, work out all of your workflows on OpenClaude, bring back a screen share, and we'll talk about it. And we appreciate what you're doing, my friend. We're going to be following along. We appreciate you joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, man. I told you, very, very soft spoken, but that guy is at the forefront of everything that we are doing. And we have the one and only Max Tuning, who's coming in this show right now. But before he gets here, we need to talk about PostScript. Ladies and gentlemen, PostScript is an amazing thing. Why? Because of focus. When you focus on one thing, you get outsized results. And that's why PostScript, when people make the switch, they get a plus 22% increase in SMS revenue. Now, I didn't see that. I got a whole lot more. We went from making very little money on SMS to being a top 1% account on the entire platform. Why, Chris? Because I just did what they said, okay? They've got the data. They know what's working and what's not. And right now, their AI shopper is enabling you to text, reach, answer the questions of your customers. And when you can't do that, what happens is you leave them on red, and actually you miss out dollars inside of your pocket. Go to the conversational report down here, direct-to-consumer.co/the conversational report. Get this data for yourself. Talk to PostScript. Tell them that Colin and I sent you. Many thanks for PostScript being part of the show. Now, we had an unfortunate mishap that just happened here. Max is unable to join us. The one and only Max. Family Matter, unable to join us. Thoughts and prayers on our side with him. Max, take care of you and yours, and we look forward to having you back when things are good on your side. Before we move on, we have been talking about exactly what Will was bringing out here. We've been talking about it forever. I mean, we've been talking about it for months. And the good thing is we're here every day. And so we get to see all the updates and all of this. But everything that he was just describing that he has been doing, that has alleviated his life, increased his output, etc., all of that has changed. Literally yesterday, all of that changed. And now all of his workflows need to be and can be and will profitably be reworked, because now he can operate his entire system from his phone through Discord, etc., into Claude. I think this only means more productivity and more automated working while he is away than was possible before. And to me, this is a huge breakthrough because it allows him to step away from the command line interface of Claude Code on his desktop. I'm really interested to see what happens now for all of our Claude pilled marketers and operators, because this is going to open up capabilities that one could only have if you were on OpenClaude in a serious way merely days and weeks ago. Your thoughts on this? Have you been seeing this and tracking this online?
Yeah, I've been tracking how people are using this. I saw a really interesting story where a dad basically was at his son's soccer game and, he was there with his phone and then he just pushed an update directly to the phone and got everything pushed and live directly through Claude and what they just dispatched yesterday. Absolutely phenomenal. So you have this ability to basically kind of go anywhere just with your phone and have these updates in the in the back end running with Claude. And if you can just have conversations with Claude with voice, have it with text, you can basically just have full access to your actual laptop as well. Uh, Absolutely wild. I mean, it's incredible. I think it's going to be really interesting what the quote unquote super engineers are going to do with this and see how far they push it. If they're just, on a beach in Hawaii pushing updates to their phone via Claude, like, I'm good. I'm here. And then they're just tan.
One thing that was incredibly compelling to me was there was someone just a day or two ago, I think it was over the weekend, who was touting their process for doing full outright video editing with OpenClaude involving Dance 2.0, which up until literally just a few hours ago, nobody had access to. Now, CapCut has officially released access to Dance 2.0, which is where all of the famous videos that have been going viral on Twitter have come from. But there was a question like, how do we actually access the thing? And it has been a mystery, to say the least. CapCut has released this. Dramina Dance 2.0 is live on CapCut app, desktop and web, starting gradually, very important wording, in Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brazil, and Mexico, with expansion over time. I think they have paused release in the United States because there was some back and forth like, hey, you're making videos with Tom Cruise and Tom Cruise is precious to us. You're not allowed to make videos with Tom Cruise. Generate and edit with industry-leading quality in one seamless workflow built to unlock new possibilities and visually storytelling with CapCut. And then it goes from long-form coherence to 15 seconds with multi-shot storytelling, et cetera, AI lab and AI generator, blah, blah, blah. This is what this guy, and maybe he had early access, this is what he was touting, is that he has somehow tied CapCut and Dance 2.0 to his OpenClaude, and now he is doing full out video edits and watching the agents work in real time. Now, interesting thought that 0x ROAS here had on top of this. Here, get access to Dance 2. Use a VPN provider. Okay,
I was just going to say that.
Genius idea.
Yeah.
Use a VPN provider, connect to one of the countries below, start making crazy vids. I admit, I don't have a VPN, but I'd kind of like to get one and test this out, because Dance 2.0 has been doing, I mean, people have been doing incredible things with it. I don't know how they've had access, but there is a definite way to access it now. You just need CapCut and you need to be in one of the 6 countries mentioned here. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, the barrier to a VPN is super low too. It's like $2 a month. There's a ton of VPNs out there that you can use that are amazing. This is really, really wild. I mean, I just wish there was a kind of a tutorial on how to set this up, and then if we could dump in some context for what we're trying to make. An example would be for this show, we're trying to make 2 characters, Chris and Colin. They're doing these types of things, and then you could make this series that you have that is similar to TikTok, but I don't know if it all works as perfectly as he's describing it. I think it's a little bit more technical.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's probably just a little bit more technical
Yeah.
than the man who was tweeting was describing. But I will say this: I'm going to find that tweet, and I'm going to go to Claude, and I'm going to say, "Hey, I know that you are now OpenClaude, and I would like to reproduce this that was available on OpenClaude. I want to do this with you. Okay,
Yeah.
show me how to edit. I want you to edit my videos. I want to try. I want to try and see what happens, because if they can make cinematic, movie-esque illustrations, graphic creations, and put it all together on a timeline, even if it's 80% of the way there, that is pretty impressive. And, this also makes me wonder. I would like to hear from Daniel Pearson, because what they have done with wireframe.ai, I think I'm getting the URL wrong, but what they have done with wireframe, very impressive also. I wonder what their thoughts are about Claude Code and OpenClaude and video editing, etc. I would be very interested to hear that. Wireframe, I'm very impressed with personally.
Yeah, I mean, the winner of all of this is NVIDIA. If
Yeah,
anyone was wondering.
yeah, the winner is NVIDIA. Yeah, most likely. And who knows? I don't know if this means like creative ends up becoming a race to the bottom. I think there'll be some of that, but it's interesting to say the least, especially with how well Fruit Island has done. That there's a market if you can make compelling, interesting stories with consistent characters, even if it's AI generated. It actually may work in your favor if you're a good storyteller and you have the right characters involved.
An interesting thing that's happening with consumer behavior now for me that I've noticed in myself is I've started to see videos online. I just saw a video the other day, and at first thought, I thought, this is fake. Is this real? I don't think this is real. And so I wonder what's going to be happening with consumer behavior where knee-jerk reaction is, I don't think this is human anymore. But how do we verify that? How do brands verify that and push over the human aspect of things? It's a very interesting challenge.
And I think Isaac of Mini Katana, formerly of Mini Katana, he sold it now. He had a great idea. He said there should be a social media app that is akin to Raya. And hey, it's all humans only, and you got to pay a bunch of money to get in there. And I don't know if that's a solution, but I thought it was interesting to say the least. And on the AI side, hey, maybe this is why there is validity to making it clearly look like, no, this is definitely AI. Fruit Love Island is clearly AI, and you know what? Nobody cares. It's interesting. They love watching it. 15 million a pop per video. So maybe there's something to like being on the nose. Like, no, this is AI, and you know it, and we know it, and you like it. So we're going to give you more of it. Amazon has produced a very interesting development here that they just rolled out in the UK. It is now here in the USA. Amazon's 1 hour delivery is here. Amazon is coming for your Target run. It is coming for your Walmart run. It is coming for everybody. I want to read some of this to you because I find it to be a very compelling and real capability that everybody inside of our space who is shipping physical product needs to grapple with. Amazon is getting even faster, posing a competitive threat to Walmart. We know that much, as well as other big box retailers and grocers that people turn to for quick purchases. 1 hour delivery from Amazon is now available in hundreds of cities across the US, in addition to 3 hour delivery in 2,000 plus cities and towns, the company announced last week. The selection is limited largely to products found in a local supercenter, including pantry items, cleaning supplies, health and beauty, etc., over-the-counter medications. Our customers are busier than ever. This is the SVP of Worldwide Ops at Amazon. Our customers are busier than ever and are looking for new ways to save time while keeping their households running. We saw an opportunity to use our unique operational expertise and delivery network to help make customers' lives a little easier while unlocking even more value for Prime members. Now, Colin, my question to you is, how much do you think this costs? What do you think?
For 1 hour delivery?
1 hour delivery.
It's $10.
Is that your guess, or do you know?
I know, because this is one of my favorite stories of the past couple of days.
There's a few things that you just should not know before you get on here, so that we can build a little bit of intrigue and tension here, okay?
I love this. This is my favorite thing ever.
Okay, that's for Prime members. Prime members will pay $10 for 1 hour delivery. Okay. And $5 for 3-hour delivery. Non-Prime members will pay how much for 1-hour delivery?
$15.
$20. $19.99 for
Oh,
1-hour
okay.
delivery and $14.99 for 3-hour delivery. Same standard same-day delivery option remains free for Prime members on qualifying orders. Now, here's an interesting data point just to come in. This is somebody from the other side, not on Amazon's side of the team. This is Ann Mazenga, a former Target executive, as well as founder and CEO of Retail Field Report. She says this: I think it's expensive, even for Prime members. She doesn't expect this to disrupt Walmart, as it offers a less expensive membership program, Walmart Plus, that also includes free delivery with a similar cost for express delivery orders that arrive within 1 to 3 hours, $10 with no additional fee for Walmart Plus members. I'm still not quite a believer in Walmart. I just feel that Amazon is too powerful and too fast. And I know that Walmart still owns retail, but Amazon's delivery and how we've all become trained to get it quick, easy, fast, and cheapest from Amazon, it's too powerful. Not in the sense that it's wrong, but it's like too powerful in the sense that I don't know who else can compete. Now, I know Walmart's got plenty of market share, and they're only going to continue to do their best, and their AI is crushing. I know Sparky is doing well for them, but Amazon rolling out 1-hour delivery in 200 plus cities, I just think people aren't going to care. $10. I mean, I think they'll say yes. There's a lot of people who are going to say, like, yeah, give me the thing. I'm stuck in my house. I'm sick. I can't leave. I'm working at the desk. I cannot leave. Give me the thing. I need it here now. I'll gladly give you $10. I think Amazon's going to run away with this. Your thoughts?
It's too expensive right now. I'm not paying the $10 for 1 hour. I mean, there are very unique situations where I will pay that. Maybe it's an event. Maybe I forgot a last minute item. Maybe it's a birthday thing, and we got to leave the house. We got to go to this person's birthday party. We forgot the item. Let's get it in an hour. Those types of things. I also hate shopping, and so I'm a unique customer where I do not like the shopping experience. If you want to bring me to a store, I'm gonna be miserable. I do not like shopping at all. So
you're the wrong person to ask.
But here's the thing. I love Amazon. I absolutely love Amazon. If you're giving me free delivery, I'll order it all day. The one who loses here the most is going to be Target. Target is basically the awkward middle between Amazon is lightning fast speed. You can get it almost whenever. Walmart's going to take care of a lot of your lower income shoppers and dealing with a ton of groceries as well. Massive, massive for groceries. Honestly, for everything, for toiletries, for household items, there's this awkward middle where Target is for who? The middle? Well, we see now in the K-shaped economy, the middle's getting squeezed out. So I don't know how Target's going to win with this. They're awkwardly trying to balance between both sides of this. And I think they're just going to keep getting crushed over and over. I mean, you could pull up their stock price right now and it's getting hammered.
Here's the one thing I'll say about $10 being too expensive. Like, I get it, but I will say we're financing $60 burritos to get delivered to us. I mean, it does exist. Okay. This is a normality.
Terrible.
And even among the lower sector of the earnings society inside of America with socioeconomic status on the lower end. Okay. We're financing $60 burritos to get delivered. So, I don't know. I don't know that $10 is too expensive, especially if I can Klarna that thing. I'm not sure that it is too expensive, but it would be a little bit. It'd be a little bit of a pain for me. I'll say this: if you don't live near a Walmart, Target, what, maybe it's worth it. Save yourself the trip, save yourself the gas, the time, etc. If nothing else, my bigger wonder is, does same day, 1 hour, 3 hour, does this get emblazoned inside of the American consciousness in the same way that free shipping did many years ago? And now, people have come to expect, like, yeah, it's free shipping. Of course it's free shipping. And then, oh, hey, Now I'm not checking out because you're going to charge me $4 to $7 for shipping. You know,
Yeah.
this has kind of become a normality in what we do in e-commerce. People have been trained by Amazon. I get it free. I get it free. I get it free. So my wonder is, for brands inside of our space, for operators, does this become the new standard that people ultimately expect? My hope is not, because it's just a high bar. It's a high bar that the vast majority of us cannot meet. And if it does become the new expectation and normality because of Amazon's logistical operational excellence, then the rest of us could be in trouble that live in the Shopify world and elsewhere. I still think I just think the bar is too high. Maybe even for Amazon. Oh, there's only a select few things that you can get inside of an hour. So I hope actually that it will not become the new norm for the most of us.
Yeah, I think it's getting pushed to the new norm, unfortunately. And so the next thing is going to be, you know, I expect this Shopify brand to ship this to me in 2 days. And, you know, Amazon's already collapsed same day. 1 hour is kind of crazy. If you're in New York City, you can get all of this stuff within 2 hours delivery to you from Amazon already.
Crazy, man. Okay. Before we move forward, let us talk about AMP. Ladies and gentlemen, if you cannot explain how your business is doing in a sentence or two, what are your key core metrics and how are they going? Your CAC, your LTV, your trending toward forecast or not? Are you up, down, left, or right? If you cannot explain those things concisely in one place in space, I'm not sure you know how your business is doing. Don't you want to scale with confidence in 2026? Yes, I do, Chris. That's why you need to go to useamp.com, their favorite tool of mine, lifetimely. It allows you to answer all the questions that you and your team have to your heart's delight, all in one easy, delightful visual place and space. And their AI capabilities are not just going to allow you to query your data, but your data with a mind on top of it will be querying you. Hey, Chris, this offer, this product, this cohort, drop this, test that. And the good news is, you use Lifetime, you get all the other tools for free, all designed to put profit back in your pocket. Go to useamp.com, get on that platform, scale with confidence in 2026. Many thanks for AMP being part of the show. Now, we have Isabel coming to us very soon, but before she comes, we should hit at least one more story. And the one that I would like to hit most, oh gosh, should I save it till the end or should we show it off now?
Let's do it.
You want to do it now? Okay, I think this is my favorite story of the day. And I am talking about the most American product ever. The most American thing ever comes to us by way of Andrea at Snacks Shot, and she has delivered in all its deliciousness this product that is whole eggs that are flavored in French toast and buttermilk.
I need this.
I need this. I need this. And who says innovation is dead, right? Nobody. Not with Americans cooking up things like this. Now, this company Cracked Up, I looked for, I could not find them. I don't know who they are or where they exist. I saw a couple of companies that are called Cracked Up. I couldn't figure out which one is which. Needless to say, whoever I found on the internet is not doing innovation at this level inside of the CPG game. I don't know what this will taste like. I imagine getting scrambled eggs out that are a little sweet and kind of taste like a pancake, but are protein, nutritious, and delicious for my body. I think this is great. And you know, the thing about it is, the more absurd you can be, the more virality you will reap. And I think this thing is primed and ready for social media posts to the moon, especially if it tastes great. What do you think of this, Colin? You like this one?
So good. I mean, the McGriddle already proved that this is amazing. This is an amazing product. I want to get it immediately. I also think that the founder of Snackshot should come onto this show.
Yeah.
And we need to talk. We need to talk products. We need to talk brands that she's super excited about, that we can just jam out on, because it seems like she has a funnel of all of the newest brands. And I don't know how she is seeing around this corner, because I'm also trying to figure it out. And it seems like she is maybe 1 to 2 steps ahead of everybody. And so this is my open invitation. Please come onto the show. We want to talk brands. We want to talk products with you.
Andrea is dialed. She's
Dialed.
She's dialed.
Like she has a, I feel like she has a hidden Telegram channel
She
of
probably does.
like when brands get funded or something. And then it ping, like with Will Bailey, it pings her at 7:30 in the morning. And it's like, hey, cracked, done. Send this to me. Like, where did this come from?
She's got her agents out there scouring the internet at all times. My guess is that she's just so in the know and established now that these all just come to her. I think that's what happens. And she tweets about you, and you get that little early juice from potential investors, potential interested peoples in featuring your product. Maybe they want you to come to eTail West or what, etc. Absurdity does equal virality. And so I think this one is poised, and I don't know why, but it seems like the food space is especially inclined toward innovating and creating these products that we never thought would exist. And it really meets meme culture in a great way, I mean, it really feeds into the memeability of the internet in its 2026 version capabilities. I think there's a lot of I just think there's a lot of intelligence behind this. It comes off as like, oh gosh, why would I need? But I think there's a lot of bright minds behind this kind of thing that would cause conversations to be had at the breakfast table and on the internet, and cause you to go to the grocery store and get that thing. Who do you think this is actually for? I don't know who it's for.
Me. It's for me.
It's for you?
Yeah, I would eat them. It's funny too, because that the sleep ice cream we covered yesterday, that already has 1 million views.
Does it really?
Already has 1 million views. And so the exposure for that brand alone is just out of the gate, super hot. The buzz is already at the top. I'd love to get some. I'd love to get a nice little ice cream. I love ice cream. I'm a little fat boy at heart. It's fine. I'll admit it. But that's an amazing power where she can just showcase these brands, and it's just rocket ship. And I don't even know. Who knows how many of these cracks are going to sell out? These cracked eggs are going to sell out now, but it's pretty wild.
I wonder if this is for, like who you described, the fat boys at heart. Been there, done that. But maybe current diet limitations would encourage you to not take in so many carbs that you would like to take in, like French toast and buttermilk pancakes.
Oh gosh.
A delightful experience in the morning that leads to an instant nap afterward for myself. When I'm looking at a plate full of yummy sugary carbs, I'm basically looking at a 90-minute to 2-hour nap is what I'm looking at. But I don't know if that's just getting old or what that is, but I wonder if this is particularly designed for the low carb crowd that craves delightful breakfast sweets, but is unable to have them and can now get them inside of their protein.
I mean, it's a great alignment with the current trend of people on GLP-1s needing protein, but they also want the sweetness factor. Chris, we can't talk about food on the show because I now want French toast drizzled in syrup and powdered sugar. I want this so badly now. It's brutal. I'm hurting myself just talking about it. We can't bring it up.
The GLP-1ification of Western culture, I mean, it is like it's fascinating. I mean, it makes the airlines more money. It makes unique niche CPG founders more money. I mean, we're about to have Isabel on here, who has done a very interesting thing inside of the ready to drink coffee space. But it's interesting how these various trends, they meld together and create entirely new products that we didn't know should exist in the world. But I'm here for cracked up eggs.
Oh yeah. I mean, one of the biggest things that I'm so excited about with the GLP-1 trend that Scott Galloway always references is the fact that we have the ability to basically take a huge haircut to our total healthcare costs that we have as a country. We're talking like 15 to 20% on our total healthcare costs as a country for the amount of total people that keep implementing it. We're talking about like hundreds of billions of dollars that are getting chopped off at this point. it's a really interesting thing that is going to sprinkle out over the next couple of years. Hopefully we'll put some money back in our pockets.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Before Isabel joins us, I'd like to hit this YouTube story. YouTube is all in for creators. Not only are they designed to promote creators and host creators' content, but now they are launching a Gemini-powered creator partnership with AI matching. YouTube just doesn't just want to host creators. It wants to become your influencer stack. Very interesting. Let me read some of this article to you, which comes to us from Adweek. YouTube is positioning itself as a comprehensive operating system for creator marketing, a shift that could unseat third-party creator platforms. Perhaps. I'm a little skeptical, to be honest. On Monday, ahead of YouTube's New Fronts presentation this week, the Google-owned video site announced that it is repackaging Brand Connect, its tool for connecting YouTube creators with brands for sponsorship deals, into what will now be known as creator partnerships and giving an AI makeover. The platform will be backed by Gemini, Google's suite of frontier AI models, to intelligently pair advertisers with creators that suit their needs. Quote, "It's historically been challenging for advertisers to find the right creator to work with and then scale their efforts globally," said Melissa Nikolic, Director of Product Management for YouTube Creator Ads, on a call with press. Now, she said the company is integrating Google's AI spine into YouTube's suite of creator tools, a change that she expects will make it easier for brands to discover and work with creators at scale. Creator partnerships will be integrated with YouTube Studio for creators, Google Ads, Google's demand-side platform, Display, and Video 360. YouTube isn't satisfied with serving one or two slices of brand creator marketing demands. It wants the whole pie. I find this interesting. We've had a lot of people talk about how YouTube is such a underrated place for e-commerce advertising, placements, involvement, etc. So I find this interesting. I question, though, if it's going to wholesale replace, third-party creator platforms and marketplaces, etc. Just because there's so much that happens in e-commerce outside of Google itself, outside of YouTube, in the greater Google ecosystem. I don't know that it's going to replace anything, but I find it interesting. Tell me your thoughts about this.
I'm gonna do an analogy here, and hold with me for a sec, because this is gonna be a little bit here. I think Google is trying to be Cheesecake Factory. Right. There's so much on the menu. You can get anything you want at Cheesecake Factory. The amount of items, ridiculous. Cheesecake Factory, it's a good fun time. Great. But if you want a really good, amazing burger, you're gonna go to Van Man. If you want an incredible piece of sushi, you're gonna go to Uchi. And so there's still these options for really incredible, bespoke, entirely focused, nuanced people that are going to be crushing in their category, whether that's influencer, whether that's video creation, etc. Google kind of wants to be this everything company, and they want to be the Cheesecake Factory, but there's still going to be these companies where this is all we do. This is all we focus on. We are probably going to be world-class at this. And so you can kind of decide which one of these lanes you want to go down based off of budget, based off of how much you want to get out of the program, and based off of how much capacity you have as an owner.
Yeah, I think that's a great analogy, to be honest.
Thanks.
That was good on you. That's a W. That's a W in the chat for Colin Doherty.
Let's go.
As we move forward, and Cheesecake Factory is a great restaurant. But
you can't keep talking about food, dude. It's like now I want cheesecake. I mean,
well, you're going to want lattes because we have Isabel Washington, one of the most interesting founders inside of our space right now, as everyone in coffee and ready to drink has been chasing and going after alternative milks. She has taken a bet the other way, and it is paying off massively, expanding nationally into Whole Foods, Erewhon, I think Wegmans, and many others. We want to get her in here and talk to her about how she is growing so quickly and doing something very different in the ready to drink space. Welcome to the show, Isabel Washington. Get in here, Isabel.
Hi.
Isabel, welcome to the show. Thanks for making the time. We were so excited to have you on here and chat today.
Thank you. I was so excited to be here.
Absolutely. Well, very few people know, but I used to have a coffee business back in the day, about a decade ago. And it was right in this space of bottling ready to drink coffee. That was where we failed and we did not get it over the line. And so I love tracking builders like yourself who are doing far beyond what we could have imagined 10 years ago. Isabel, if you would, I'd love for you to just take us back and give us some of this origin story here. I think there's still too few people who even know what A2 milk is.
Yeah.
And tell us about how discovering that transform, number one, your relationship probably with dairy, I would imagine, and how involving that inside of Laurel's has opened a whole new realm in ready to drink coffee that was not there yet before.
Yeah, so I grew up dairy insensitive. I usually tell people I went from breast milk to soy milk.
Wow.
And it wasn't until I learned about Alex ice cream, actually, shameless plug,
Nice,
in
great ice cream.
2021. Fantastic brand. And I'd grown up eating, the lactades and the Oatly ice cream, and I'd gotten early whispers of Alex, and a lot of people, I mean, their customer testimonials anyway, were like, I haven't had a pint of real ice cream in 10, 15, 20 years.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, that's interesting. I gave it a go, and I was one of those people. So
Wow.
I was at McKinsey, actually, doing
Incredible.
consumer work there, and kind of had that on the back burner. Could integrate milk into my life again, so started buying, Alexandria Family Farms milk and their yogurt and their butter, sour cream, etc. And in early 24, I wanted to leave McKinsey. I'd worked with fantastic consumer brands
Awesome.
in the space and wanted to build my own. And pretty much was like, what's a category? It's proving out success in ice cream. At this point, Alec had, national Sprouts distribution, national Whole Foods distribution. So it's clearly resonating with people in ice cream. What's kind of the next category that's either dairy heavy or, dairy being alternative milk heavy. So I guess milk heavy. That's largely been under innovated. And it was ready to drink coffee.
That makes too much sense. Makes too much sense.
Yeah. Could you talk a little bit about this transition from McKinsey to founder of startup? I mean, when I think McKinsey, I think of the guys with the suits. They're the most buttoned up in the world. They're the scariest guys, and they're coming in and they're going to tell you with 15 slide decks on how to move things forward. And now you're transitioning into, okay, now I'm an owner. How did that transition take place, and how did that go with you?
Yeah, so I would say, obviously, very popular question. I think the biggest thing is that it's so execution driven being at McKinsey. It's every day, all you do. And yes, there's like the suits and the PowerPoints, but it's like, how can we get one step closer, 5 steps, 10 steps closer to what we're actually trying to solve? And I think that was kind of at the forefront. Like, when I started McKinsey in January of 24. Mm-hmm. And for probably the first 6 weeks I was working on Laurel's, I did what any McKinsey consultant does when they're starting a project, which is talk to anyone who's smarter than you, who can help pull you for an answer. I mean, I was probably, if I go back to my calendar, I was probably on calls for 30, 40 hours of the week.
Wow.
To anyone. I mean, the leisure hydration guys were some of the first people I met in person. I mean, Alex tried Laurel's when it was in plastic bottles, like samples for my food scientists. And I think I learned so much and still continue to do that and build those relationships. But it's crazy how much you can learn from people who are 12, 16, 18 months ahead of you. So I think that's probably been that's really what was the forefront, is that McKinsey way of thinking and being like, okay, what did I learn today? What did I learn yesterday? And how can I get closer to where I need to go?
Wow. Shout out to the McKinsey way.
Yeah. You mentioned such a brand crush for me, the leisure guys and what they're building, and they're phenomenal builders. I'm a huge fan of them. You mentioned such a brand crush where I'm just like, I hope well.
Alex is probably top 3. I mean, number 1, but I'll say top 3 to not make anyone mad. The smartest person, like genuinely just knows so much about his business.
Yeah.
And about how things work and the sense and the bottom line. I mean, it's just he's incredible.
Yeah.
He's really, really sharp.
Isabel, in those early days when you're talking, you're studying, you're researching, etc., did you get any compelling data that lets you know, yeah, I know there's all this heat inside of coffee for alternative milks, but actually what people want is the thing itself. They want cow's milk just in a way that they can ingest. Was there any data that you came upon that strengthened your conviction to go into this direction?
Not so much data in the way of like those reports you can buy online that talk about dairy consumption and this, that, and the other. But I think more than anything, I mean, I joined Twitter pretty early, like really before we ever had a product. Again, just to like learn and meet people in the beverage space and CPG broadly. But I think, and I tell founders all the time, I kind of had to go with my gut instinct. I mean, I lived in West LA. I was an hour from every single Erewhon. Like,
there we go.
I was probably spending like hours a day in Erewhon. I mean, I live 10 minutes from the Santa Monica one. So it really is like what trends you're seeing in person and looking with your eyes, frankly, a lot of the times.
Like
and I think that people kind of overcomplicate it in a way where, you know, they try to make data out of nothing or solve a problem that doesn't exist. But I mean, I really, in the early days, I was like, I'm going to launch this product. I'm going to make 8,000 cans of it, and I'm going to sell it into retail. And that's what I did. And I'll get feedback from, you know, our first retailer was Erewhon. I'll do demos. I'll get feedback. I'll hear, I mean, Erewhon, which is like where people have fake health issues and like, you know, care about things that don't exist. And if those people, you know, really talk to people, and there were people who, of course, you know, I will only drink black coffee, I only drink Americanos, like whatever. But there were so many people who were excited. I mean, A2 aside, just excited to see a product that had milk in it.
Yeah.
Like literally from a cow. There's only, I mean, like La Colombe does and Starbucks does, but even the new products that are coming out don't have cow's milk in it. So there's a lot of people, and it solves a lot of issues. I mean, one is people just wanting to drink milk again, whether it's for protein, whether it's for, you know, just wanting to move off alternative milks. But there's also the seed oil piece of it.
Yeah.
Where most alternative milks have canola oil, sunflower oil, and that's not to make commentary on if they're healthy or not. But people might be wanting to avoid them.
Right.
And that kind of solves that issue for them as well. So it's really just talking. I mean, there's nothing more important than talking to your consumer. That's the only data point. As they say, people vote with their dollars. Like people are going to buy it or not. So there's no other question around it.
I find it so interesting that you went into Erewhon as your very first, because it gives you such an opportunity to potentially have celebrities with your product and be photographed by, you know, TMZ or whatever, and then you're like out of nowhere, all of this. Do you have?
Unfortunately, Kim Kardashian picked up Update instead.
It's okay. It's okay. Do you have any tactical and practical pieces of advice for, you know, the founder that's trying to push into retail and they're like, I'm at square zero. I don't know where to go from here. I'd love to be at an Erewhon. I'd love to be at a Whole Foods or, you know, an HEB if I'm in Texas. Shout out to Chris. How are they doing that? What is the best piece of advice you can give them?
Yeah, it's all about data story, which is what people will tell you. I mean, for us, it was really luck and timing. There wasn't like the Erewhon category manager looked at their set and was like, there's not much that has milk. Alex is, of course, in Erewhon. You know, there's A2 milk companies in Erewhon. They were like, okay, I understand what this brand is trying to do. So sometimes it just needs to like click for the buyer and like hear your story. Same thing with Whole Foods, the local forager for LA. Her daughter has a condition that she's just very sensitive to a lot of foods, and she couldn't breastfeed. She
Wow.
couldn't have regular milk, and they discovered A2 milk. And like, I mean, like we were talking, she had like tears in her eyes. Like she was like,
Wow.
A2 milk
it.
literally like saved us and saved our daughter's life, and allowed her to finally gain weight. So that's not to say, I mean, of course, people are human. I think at the end of the day, and the product's going to resonate with them or it's not, which kind of sucks if people's taste preferences and their belief in you. But I think, like, I mean, Erewhon's a great retailer. They have a great dashboard. It has brand name. But if you live in Wisconsin and you're like, but what if I sell at Isabel's Market, right near my house? Then you better be the number one, coffee or whatever it is in that market. And then you can take that to Erewhon or take it to Whole Foods or whoever and be like, hey, our product does good here. This is the feedback we're getting. This is the price point. And that's what we've done. I mean, we were fortunate to launch, much larger, in a sense, retailers and like have that Erewhon data story to take to Whole Foods. And now we're launching Target this year, and we leverage the Whole Foods data story for that. So like the blocks kind of build upon themselves. But I really think it is just like having, at the end of the day, all stores want is to make more money.
Yeah.
So if you can convince them that your product is going to bring in a new consumer, is going to bring in more money, then they'll bring your product in.
I love this.
Isabel, I love this human connection element that you've highlighted for, when we got into Erewhon and connecting with the Whole Foods buyer, et cetera. I also think, though, there is a kind of a sweaty, diehard founder energy piece about all of this, in the sense that I heard when you guys first got into Erewhon that you did 40 demos in 50 days or something like that. Is that the case?
Yes, that is the tale.
The tail.
I do think. I mean, there's truth. I don't know the exact number, but it felt like that anyway. So, I do think, and I actually learned this from Troy Bondi, the Saws founder, is that there just has to be, people are emotional, right? And that's true. I mean, that's why social media is doing so well for brands right now, because you can buy in founder-led storytelling, you can buy into the brand and the person and like see yourself in them. That's the exact same thing that happens in retail. And it can be anything. I mean, especially for me, probably because I'm young, but I'd be demoing and people would never assume that I'm the founder. They would just assume that I was like some random brand ambassador, college student, whatever. And they would be honest. Like they would say, this is too expensive. They'd say, I don't get it. They'd say it has too much sugar. Like all great feedback. I mean, you have to take it with a grain of salt, because one, you're at Erewhon, and two, like you have to look at trends in the macro.
Yeah.
But I do think, I mean, we sent our Whole Foods buyer a Laurel's hoodie. We bring cases, like anytime when we were at the Fancy Food Show in San Diego, on the last day, we literally drove around San Diego just delivering cases to the Whole Foods stores, talking to them, talking about the product. Like I was in Vegas, I did the same thing. Like I think there's just so much of it that I literally was in Chicago for a weekend and went to there's like 42 Whole Foods, and like literally went to all of them just with product and being like, hi, I'm the founder. It's nice to meet you.
Wow.
Like there just has to be that. And it goes a long way. And it's not even to say it's transactional, because you shouldn't do business in a transactional way, but it is like there's thousands of SKUs in their stores.
Yeah.
And a lot of are owned by conglomerates. A lot of times they'll never meet the founders. And when you're making $20 an hour stocking shelves at Whole Foods, like there's not really a ton to care about.
Exactly.
So to go in and talk to people and meet them and tell them the story, it goes so far. And I think that's been a lot why we've had a lot of success in retail. I mean, because then they're like, they're going to make sure that you're in stock. They're going to put you in secondary displays.
Yeah.
We had this crazy bunker, like literally like huge cooler by self-checkout in one of our Chicago stores for months. It would sell like 80 units a week, like just an obscene amount of coffee. It was our number one store in the country for months, like literally like pretty much all of Q4.
It's incredible.
And that was because we met them and talked to them, brought them tote bags and hats and merch, and they just think about you more. And I think that that's something that's overlooked by a lot of people, especially when you're trying to get your brand to retail. You're like, please, I'll do a free fill, or we'll go on promo, or like do all these things. But more than anything, like they just want you to reason with them as an individual, care about what they care about, and find what resonates with them.
Isabel, there's no mystery about why Laurel's has done so well. The
100%.
mystery is over. The mystery is solved. And I just want to say, Max Tuning, he founder of Sour Strips, he was supposed to join us earlier in the show. He had an unfortunate family thing that he needed to attend to, but what you are saying right now, of course, he had a life-changing exit with Hershey's. What you are saying right now mimics the exact kind of energy. Him going to HEB and literally cold pitching the manager, just showing up and telling him, "Hey, I'm the founder of Sour Strips. Look at this. Hey, would you consider it? Blah 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 blah." That to me, it solves the mystery why Laurel's has taken the country by storm. I mean, do you agree, Colin? I think this is so good.
Well, I mean, you have to. Like I go to NorCal with like some regularity because it's our largest region of retailers, and I hate NorCal. I just like hate I do. I hate the vibes there. And I stay. I mean, because scrappy founder. So I'm staying at this like sketchy like Courtyard Marriott in like Sacramento or something. One time my rental car got broken into in the parking lot, like just like very unsexy stuff. And I hate doing it more than anything because I hate San Francisco. But it's always so great just to like spend time, go to my distributors, warehouses up in the Bay Area and spend time with them and their team and listen to what they're hearing. Because, you can't be everywhere at once. So you kind of need to build a coalition of people who can champion the brand for you when you can't be there.
Dig it.
And that's kind of the forefront of brand building. And it's unsexy. I mean, like we give away a lot of free product and we have really nice hoodies that we ship to people for free. And it's not necessarily the most cost efficient thing that we can always be doing, but I think that it pays back dividends.
No doubt. I mean, how many stores are you in now, Isabel?
We're in around 1,200 stores.
Incredible.
Wow. Wow. I mean, that's incredible because you are changing how they're perceiving you entirely from just, this is a product, this is a brand, to, oh, this is Isabel's company. It completely is changing that in their head. And that's massive because you're just building that personal relationship. They're going to care more about you. They're going to go fix stuff when stuff is not really, done right. Yeah. There's this extra level where this is why you're going to win, because this stuff is just going to compound over time. And then eventually you're going to have an exit, and then we're just going to be small potatoes, and it's going to be fine. You're going to be hanging out on a yacht in Ibiza. It'll be great.
And we're going to be wearing our Laurel's hoodies is what we're going to be doing. And we're going to be dancing in that rave in Ibiza. That's what we're going to be doing.
There's we just got connected with the people who do Mad Happy's jackets.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
nice.
yeah.
And those I like cried at the invoice. They're gonna be like so fantastic. I know that people who get them are gonna wear them proudly. So
I love that. I love that. We tried to do that at Triple Whale, and then we got the pricing, and we were like, well, we're gonna pause on that. So
hold on that one.
Good for you. Good for you for going with it. That's
I mean,
pretty
even
wild.
that, like imagine how many, it's like Expo West, right? Like you get so many things, so many tote bags, especially that are just like garbage. So there's
totally
if you're gonna make the investment to give something to someone, you should make it something that they want to wear.
I agree. Wholeheartedly. I agree.
Yeah. Have you had kind of this crazy outer body moment yet where when I was scaling my brand, I had this crazy outer body moment where there was a guy who was photographing in Japan, the Great Wall of China, and he had the cam skin on his camera and all this stuff. And I was like, how on earth did this travel all the way across the world? And then he's taking photos of it. Have you had one of these moments where you're just like, I can't believe I made this thing and now it's in the wild and people are poking at it, they're interacting with it, and just a crazy experience happened?
I haven't seen that per se. I have seen every 2 weeks, a friend, it's always been New York City, maybe because everyone's just so like close together. But a friend will text me like a stalker photo of someone like in like drinking laurels, or like
That's awesome.
someone like holding the craziest. Like I could never post them because like, why are you photographing strangers?
Yeah.
But like the kind of thing that just like
Yeah.
is like, oh my gosh, how crazy that this person like is in like this not paid person. Like someone will literally just be like, oh my
Like
god.
That's one of your fans right there who's coming
There
to
he
get more
is.
laurels.
Yeah.
Someone will just be like at Bryant Park, like drinking laurels, and it'll be like on their table.
It's wild.
That's amazing.
So I'd say that's pretty crazy. My dog's
Wow.
like, yes.
Well, Isabel, we appreciate you making the time and joining the show. I saw Laurel's on Good Mythical Morning not
There you
so
go.
long ago, and we're going to be following along. Before you go, any quick, as in more flavors, anything you're excited about 2026 that you can sprinkle on us that you're looking forward to before you go?
I love flavor innovation. Oh my gosh, my dog's going crazy. I love flavor innovation. That is super exciting to me. I think innovation comes from what they're doing in coffee shops. So the like strawberry matchas and banana matchas really inspire a lot of what we're doing. So nothing committal or iterative at the moment. But stay tuned.
All right.
Let's go.
We'll stay tuned.
Let's go.
Isabel, thank you for joining us. We look forward to having you back. Thank you, Isabel.
Thank you.
Crusher. Dialed in.
Dialed
in.
Goated conversation.
Absolutely. I mean, that is the founder where you just immediately take from that, oh, you're going to crush this. I mean, Chris, we talk about this where we pin the company, hey, 6 months from now, it's going to be up and to the right.
Yeah.
I can promise you this.
Yeah.
It's just we have these guests on the show and they're just unbelievable.
If Laurel's had stock, I'd buy it.
Buy the stock.
Buy
100%.
the stock. Buy the stock. I
100%.
mean, anything that Isabel's going to touch is going up and to the right. And I love this. I love this thing she brought out while she's there doing demos and having people try her creation inside of Erewhon. People don't suggest, they're not inclined to think that she is the founder.
Yeah.
And, obviously she's young, and, all of the things. But I mean, she is a killer, man. She's a killer. She's driving across the country and bringing ready to drink coffee and hoodies and shaking the hands and getting the names and making friends. And she is finding her way in. This was one of the things that I wanted to ask her most is how have you expanded so quickly? How did that happen? And she made it happen.
Exactly.
That's the real deal of it.
AI isn't going to come for us yet because this is still personal relationships. This is still human relationships. AI isn't coming for us quite yet, Chris. We got some time.
Wow, that was so impressive. What a great conversation. Well, before we hit our last story, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about incense. And yes, there they are, incense. Now, haven't you ever experienced this where you want great, compelling advertising and you want creative that is featuring actual humans, hopefully, and is doing so in a winsome way that actually drives revenue to the bottom line? Of course that you do. But this experience, this workflow is so disjointed, manually negotiating usage rights, et cetera, et cetera. That's why Incense exists. It is the all-in-one UGC and influencer marketing platform. Actual humans in a vetted marketplace that you can contact. They contact you. They apply to work with you. Automated campaign management, getting content in as little as 14 days. This is so much better than just randomly finding a TikTok that you hope changes your business. This is real relationships with real creators in finding a way to create real assets that will scale your company. They have just released the UGC Playbook 2.0. You can get it at the URL below. We had CEO Danil on the show last week, I believe, and he dropped a banger of an interview laying out why Andromeda is a good thing. And the UGC Playbook 2.0 will enlighten you on how to make the most of the current marketing moment. Go to incense.pro, get that UGC Playbook 2.0 at the URL. And many thanks for Incense being part of the show. Now, as we wrap things up, there is one more story that we must hit, and it is Ari Murray's ad comment rules to live by. This was inside of her newsletter today, and this was such good sauce that everybody needs to hear this, because I think it is an overlooked aspect of what we do and the tactical and practical side of D2C and e-commerce. And I want to read this so that everybody can get it, put it in your back pocket, go subscribe to her newsletter, and make this a part of your everyday workflows. If you see an ad for a company that one of your friends is part of, comment on the ad and say something positive. How about that? Revolutionary. Sure. I know. If you see an ad from one of your friends, comment, say something nice. You know you'd want your friend to do the same. Number two, if you've bought a product that you liked, particularly from a small business, and you see an ad for it, comment and bless the product. See, the comments, the positive comments, that's you blessing the product and the performance of that ad. Bless if it's your ad. It's a 100% in your right to, number one, hide, block, delete any comment that doesn't help your ad convert. In that order, ladies and gentlemen, hide, block, delete. It's vandalism. Don't forget to block the negative Nancy who commented something bad on your ad. And if you don't, their next comment will be, OMFG, they deleted my comment. This company lies. Avoid that, please. Laugh out loud. That's why you hide, block, delete in that order. This is a neglected aspect of paid media that we often don't talk about. Do you have somebody monitoring the comments on your ads? I hope that you do. Circle back in there, build an agent to do so. I don't care, but take care of this. Tend to this. Hide, block, delete any negative Nancy's in that order. If you see an ad comment that asks a question, answer the question. If you get the same question many times, adjust your ad copy and answer the question in the copy. For example, if the repeated comment is, what color is she wearing? Then your answer is to update the ad copy to read, Ari wears the Ariana sweatsuit in color aquamarine. And lastly, it is unacceptable to leave ad comments unattended. Check on this right now with your team. Who is monitoring your ad comments? Thoughts on this, Colin? I think this is a great, very tactical point that we all need to attend to.
Yeah, this is the sauce. This is the real true sauce of people who are actually running the ad platforms, know this kind of stuff. There's probably there's a next level to this where you are, just launching some new ads and you're sharing it with some friends to make sure that they have a positive response. And that is going to help your CPCs and CPMs. And I'm not saying you do it to everybody. I'm not saying you do it for every ad, but CPMs are real high. I'm trying to give you guys something to help you out here. And I do believe in blocking and deleting bad negative comments, especially if they have profanity in them. You need to get those out of there. You have to make your ad comment section very professional and informative. So any of those types of people that are commenting profanities or anything like that, you need to get those people out of there, because guess what? They're not going to be your customer anyway. They're just not fun. They're not helping your company. Get them out of there. And answer all the rest of the questions. You're good to go.
Hide, block, delete, and bless. How about that one?
Bless.
Blessing.
Yeah.
Well, many thanks to Will Bailey, marketing team of one, marketing man extraordinaire, melding his methodology with machines for his various brands, for coming on the show and talking with us about being Claude pilled as an operator in our space. Many thanks to Isabel coming on and dropping the absolute sauce on us. I bet that is one of the best conversations that we have all year. I'm just going to call it now. That was incredible. Thoughts and prayers out to Max Tuning. He was not able to join us, but he will come again. And many thanks to Incense, Seguno, Postscript, and AMP for making the show possible. Thanks to you for tuning in. We have got more excellent shows to come. We'll see you again tomorrow. See you on the other side.